And welcome back, everybody, to our third broadcast, or fifth broadcast in 24 hours. I've lost count at this point, but welcome everyone to DreamHack Masters Atlanta 2022 Latino American Open Qualifier number 1. I'm of course your host, Light VIP, and with me is the one, the only, the casting, El Padrino of StarCraft himself. Welcome, Dadki.
Hello everyone, how are you? Isn't it a beautiful daylight?
The sun is rising. The sun is rising, and I hate it. Oh god.
It's okay. We're gonna have tons of fun games to keep us entertained and definitely not fall asleep, right?
Of course. Yes, I am prepared to stay awake. It's what happens after is what I'm worried about. Oh god, so yeah, it's gonna be a wild time here. Once again, it's that time of the season where we're here with the Latin American portion of DreamHack qualifiers, and already, exclamation mark B in the chat, everyone, we have some brutal round 1 matches.
Oh yeah, we definitely have some like look. I was talking to you before the stream began, and I was like, I thought I was the only one making unfair brackets. Oh my god, these round 1 matches.
These pinche ESL admins, mate. They have no hearts, puppy. They have no hearts. Ay. I can't believe it. Everyone, you can see it on the screen right now. We do have our first series that's about to begin, and as soon as we saw it, we both were thinking the same thing. It's like, 1, this is brutal. 2, we have to see it. We have to be a part of it.
Yes, and we are here, everyone. Welcome to Data C, first map of today in this best of 3 series, and spawning here, the Red Protoss player all the way from Brazil. It is MasTeR.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the Peruvian Terran player himself representing Team Super. It is Tavo.
So, Light, it's that time of the year again. It is DreamHack Latin American Qualifier, the bloodiest days of the year.
It's brutal, mate. It's brutal. There are only 4 slots available, 2 in each qualifier, and there are far too many players to count that are going to be a part of this. And today, there can only be 2. Only 2.
Yeah, there can only be 2, and the worst part, mate, one of these 2 is gonna go home in round 1.
It's so brutal, man. It's so both
hey,
of these...
It's Latin America. It's the most brutal of regions.
Yeah, I would argue that both these players deserve to be a part of the closed qualifier. They both deserve to be there, 100%. And it's such a shame that one of them has to go home so early.
Yes, it is such a shame, but it is going to be such a good match. I hope. Like, MasTeR, he's been kicking it lately in the weekly Latin American events that we have had so far. Like, he has won quite a few. He has run a few second places as well. And now it's a fit. Like, he has been kicking the ass of some really good players along the way. And Tavo, your second favorite son, like one of the best Terrans in the region. Dare I say the second best player in Peru at the moment? Maybe.
Whoa.
Like, after Chaos Fate, perhaps. We'll see.
Yeah, like both players are amazing in their own rights. As you were saying, MasTeR, I think we're all going to be shocked if he doesn't qualify, whether it's in this qualifier or the next one, because he's been doing really well in the weekly tournaments. Unfortunately, that doesn't affect his seeding. Seeding is based on EPT points and standings, and outside of that, if you have 0, it's just random, which is crazy.
Yo ESL, you should give Sentimental Latino ESL points.
True.
One. Give us 1 per week. Like.
Oh my god, that that would make sense. Honestly, that would make sense. But yeah, likewise, Tavo, he's also a terrifying player in his own right. I was actually messaging him before the tournament. I was asking him, like, yo, have you been practicing already? He's told me he's been working on his TvP specifically. Like, he has been working on this matchup, and I believe him, and I want to believe that, again, this series should go all the way to the ace match.
Yes, I mean, he need all the practice he can get, mate, because not only is he playing against MasTeR, mate, he's playing against a Protoss player.
Oh yeah. Aye, aye, aye. And so far we have some pretty standard openers here. We did see a Rax expand here from Tavo, being a relatively safe with his opener. You know, he's going for a 1-1 behind this as well. I'm curious if we're going to see a bit of an add-on switch here to go for something like a Raven opener. It looks like that's exactly what we're seeing. But there has been a bit of rise in popularity for some players even going Banshee first.
Yes, I don't dislike Banshees, you know, the 2 Banshees, one-shot a probe, even if you have a shield battery ready. So it could be really good. And meanwhile, ooh, probe's going down with that Reaper Hellion getting into the base, because once again, this is not a wall.
Yes, the wall is not a wall. So the Reaper and Hellion, they honestly get some pretty decent damage. Quickly looking at the vision of Tavo, he was even able to get into the main base. He did see the Twilight Council, so he knows fully well about the opener. And we do see that it is not going to be a Banshee. He's just going straight for the Raven.
Yeah, he's probably just getting ready for a possible, what the word I'm looking for, blink opener, which is correct. And, you know, snipe any observer, try to disable any warp prism that comes your way. Raven is pretty useful for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially because he did scout the Twilight Council opener, like, it could always be DTs, so you want to make sure you're safe against that sort of thing. Ooh. The Raven is just such a useful unit for that.
Yeah, and there we go. Raven is out, and immediately the starport is switched up for the factory, and no, for a barracks. Steam has just begun, and that starport is probably gonna do a reactor right now.
Yeah, we should be getting into that. Meanwhile, ooh, it looks like the Adept is going to get into the main base.
Yeah, it gets into the main base, gets a full scout of the base, sees the tech lab on the barracks, you know, researching, so he's probably looking, okay, his team is still not done, still long way to go. And there we go, the blink is done, the warp prism is coming, and the first wave, Stalkers as well.
Yeah, exactly. We do see that MasTeR, he just blinks straight into the main base. Within range of the tank, he's going to take a couple of volleys to the face, but his goal here is to deny this upgrade. It is going to be Stim.
Yeah, Stim is not going to finish, and MasTeR just get out with most of his Stalkers. Like, that was totally worth it.
Yeah, definitely. It was a more aggressive opener here by MasTeR. It was a 4-gate Blink Stalker opener, by the way, so very aggressive. And with this, it's already worth it, delaying Sim by so much. He even goes into the natural that is honestly a little bit exposed. Like, the tanks are both in the main.
Yeah, as a Terran player, you need to be, like, very careful where you put your tanks when you're dealing with Blinks, because if you put it too forward, the Stalkers just blink forward and snipe your tanks. If you put it like too spread out, you're not gonna have enough firepower to stop that many Stalkers. So it is a risky proposition, like where you put your units in such a precarious position for the Terran player. And MasTeR is not stopping. We have the Warp Prism delivering some cells right into the middle line.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where because the natural base of Data C is so large, these tanks aren't really covering much at all. We even had a little bit of friendly fire there with that one volley into the mineral line. So yeah, because that MasTeR can abuse this, he can go in and out with those Zealots, with those Stalkers, and he's honestly been doing a lot of damage. Behind this, MasTeR is not all in by any means. Like, he's expanding behind it.
Celos come trying to do more damage, but still not enough. Meanwhile, in MasTeR base, yes, the tier base is going on. Charge is about to finish, and we have a Templar Archives with Storm on the way.
Storm is going to be on the way. Meanwhile, the Blink Stalkers once again go into the main base, looking to try and get a cancel on that third CC. There is the cancel. Thankfully, it wasn't a kill, and he does end up losing a couple of Stalkers as a result, even loses the Observer, but again, just delaying that third CC so much more. Again, worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Tavo, very behind in economy, very behind in upgrades as well. He's doing the correct moves. He's sending a couple of medivacs with units to across the map, see if they can do as much economic damage as possible, seeing how much of the army of MasTeR is outside of his base. Let's see if it works out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is some army here. You know, we do have some Storms available. Storm is done, by the way, and a handful of Chargers. We'll see how good the target firing is going to be. He dives into the High Templar.
Yeah, that storm was brutal, mate. And the blink forward, oh my god, so close. How much HP does that medivac have? 3 HP.
3 HP. That same can be said for all these Marines. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, but the flanking Stalkers! And with these Stalkers, every single one of these Marines is going to go down. Not just the Marines, but the Medivacs as well. MasTeR just completely shutting down that drop.
If everyone could see me right now, you could see that I shed a tear.
So the drop does go down. Meanwhile, Tavo actually has a very surprising... I'm a little bit shocked. The Widowmine count is insane. You typically don't see a large number like this.
Yeah, he stopped tank production a long ago and started Widow Mines instead, which is gonna help a lot versus the charge lot. But I don't know if he's gonna work. The army is about to engage. The Marines doesn't have combat ship yet, and there's only 2 tanks. Like, this is a relatively small army versus Stormmate. Like, tanks and Widow Mines are gonna be the key here.
Yeah, like, because of the non-stop Widowmine production, like, that has kind of eaten into his tank production. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how he's, like, working with this.
Yeah, Widowmine drop, that may do some damage, but in return, he's going to sacrifice the tab, he's going to sacrifice his position.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, this army is going to be chipped away at by some of these reinforcing Stalkers at the same time as the Tavo's army turns around. Would you see that Widowmine drop into the 3rd?
Yeah, MasTeR is not reacting. 8 worker skill. Not bad. There's still more Widow Mines coming to the main base, but unfortunately, the Stalkers are here to defend it.
Yeah, exactly. Everything does get defended. 4 Widow Mines for 8 probes. Not bad at all here for Tavo. He's able to even up that probe count, even up that work count, but at the same time, we have more Zealots here in towards that natural base. It looks like they are going to get some SCVs.
2 SCVs and more mining time lost, and yeah, Tavo has been doing a good job, seeing that he's been behind economically basically the whole game. MasTeR now going to 4 bases versus the 3 of Tavo. And yeah, I mean, the big problem is that Tavo hasn't been able to, like, had a good position for a fight. If you see every time that he moves across the map, his army was always pinched between the army at the base of MasTeR and the army that was outside moving in the map.
Yeah, exactly. It was always getting surrounded, always getting flanked, never the ideal position. Meanwhile, it looks like he is planning to just turtle up for a little bit. He has a sensor tower up and running. The defensive position at this 3rd is absolutely insane. And he needs a little bit of time because he is transitioning into Ghost. He is working on enhanced shockwaves.
Yes, that is exactly what Tavo needs to do. He needs to, like, chill out for a minute, you know. He has a million Widow Mines, he has tanks. He should not be broken that easily. And there's one thing that Tavo does have an advantage over MasTeR in this game. The upgrades. Like, Tavo already on 1-1, 2-2 on the way, and MasTeR just barely begun 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to chrono boost him out as best he can. He did delay that for his tech, for his opener, which, again, to be fair, like, he does have a lot of Storm. He does have a lot of Storms and High Templar available to him, but that's why the EMP is going to be so important. That's why this upgrade is so important, because if the EMPs land first, then there won't be any Storms.
Yeah, this is gonna be like, let's see who's the first one to fire, you know. And it's not easy controlling your ghosts when you have your Marine Widowmine army. That's a lot of micro that you need to do as a Terra player.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really worried because Tavo doesn't know where the army is. MasTeR does. He had to have a spotter zealot. He had a spotter pylon as well. He's coming on in for those Storms.
Dorito missile over the whole army of MasTeR, and nice EMPs, but it's not enough. Most of the High Templars still have a lot of energy, and the whole army got stormed out, and he's gonna do a desperate move, try to land everything into the main base, but immediately a recall from MasTeR. And yeah. Oh no, now these medievals are kind of trapped.
He goes to the Mass Doom, drops into the main base. Nice recall there by MasTeR in the end. Honestly, the EMPs were pretty good on the main army, but the High Templar that mattered were in that Widowmine. Sorry, in that War Prison. Meanwhile, oh my
god! Well.
So honestly, not a bad trade there, but the Storms were pretty brutal. We can see that MasTeR is now maxed out. Tavo still struggling to rebuild the army that he just lost. Now is the moment when Tavo is the most vulnerable.
Yeah, with the tech basically complete for the Protoss player, we have 2 Colossus about to pop out. So now MasTeR will have everything. Oh no, the move command, the Widow Mine, the poor Widow Mines.
The Widowmine count basically gets reset here. We do see that, as you were saying, a transition into the Colossi here. So diversifying his splash damage, has Colossus, has those Storms, even incorporating some Archons.
Yeah, it is very hard to break a Protoss army when he has Storm, Colossus, and Charge Zealots, mate. Like you're gonna die for either one of these three things, and it's gonna be easy. And there we go. The Zealots, unfortunately, they clash alone. They got immediately smacked into Widow Mines and tanks. The rest of the army was not with them. But it's only Zealots, right? It's 100 meters.
Yes, acceptable losses here for MasTeR. We just see a bit of a scan. Tavo does recognize that the army is rotating towards the northern side of the map. He rotates as well to meet up with all these zealots. And because of all these mines, it's really interesting. Like, you were talking about it earlier, and I still think that point stands. I don't think Tavo can ever really be broken here on his 4 bases. Like, I do think that if MasTeR ever tried to break him, I think I want to favor Tavo in these fights, as long as he doesn't take too many bad storms. Ooh.
The storm was decent, but unfortunately the High Templar was killed. The War Prism almost dead as well. And oh my god, nice EMPs by Tavo. Oh, the whole army of the Protoss player suddenly 0 shields.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like MasTeR's going to try and rotate around and find another way in, but he does get scanned, he does get spotted, and here waiting for him, more tanks, more Widow Mines, more bunkers. Again, MasTeR, he just cannot break the defensive Tavo.
Yeah, the MasTeR cannot break Tavo. The question is, how will Tavo later on break MasTeR? Because I think with the kind of composition that Tavo has and the way we have seen him play this game, if he ever moves out of the map, he's gonna be very vulnerable to suddenly have your whole army surrounded by Protoss units.
Yeah, it feels like a relatively mobile army, but again, as you were saying, doesn't have the best pushing power, I don't think. So instead, he's going to try and rely on some of these drops. He does get spotted. MasTeR did have control of the Zelnaga, and oh god, that was going to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, bring immediately forward, try to snipe any unit that he can, the Medivacs even, but I think they're going to escape. Blink is about to off cooldown.
Oh, yeah, it looks like this army is going to get cleaned up. I thought maybe for a moment the Colossi were going to be exposed, but Tavo is going to end up losing a little bit too much here, but he goes for a surround.
Ooh, Tavo trying to go for a surround, but I'm not sure if there's an army, mate. Like, the army doesn't look particularly big.
Oh, god.
Yeah, one of the 2 flanks was dealt with, so MasTeR can escape now.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, Tavo just has a lot of supply in Widow Mines and in tanks, and they're not really being used in this army to chase down the army of MasTeR. We do see him trading a little bit here. Does get one disruptor, but the Nova goes off.
Incredible shot by that disruptor, and yeah, Tavo just lost a lot of units, including his ghost. How many ghosts does he have on the map? Only 1 ghost left.
Only a single ghost, and now Tavo's being pulled apart. We have Zealots coming in towards the triangular 3rd base as well. The tank barely manages to survive, but Tavo, oh god, he did just sustain so many losses.
Yeah, so many losses. He specifically in the ghost. The ghost was the team that were saving him during the previous battles, and now he's only on 1, and I don't see him rebuilding, mate. I'm scared for him.
Yeah, exactly. And the defensive position from earlier is now gone. The Widow Mine, the minefield that we had earlier, now there's only a handful of mines here and there. Again, there's still only a single tank. But you have a lot of ghosts, and 3-3 is done for Tavo. Don't get me wrong, his bio is quite strong. He's trying to transition into Vikings to help deal with this Colossi, but he doesn't have any Vikings left yet. He's got 1. Now 3.
Yeah, bring forward. He's gonna try to snipe the command center that just landed here. No fit base for you, Tavo.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, a couple of reinforcements are being called out as well. The Vikings are trying to dive on top of said Colossi. EMPs are half decent. Oh my god, but more Novas go off.
Like, man, that disruptor shots have been so brutal for our Terran player.
Yeah, exactly. And the value that MasTeR's been getting is just a little bit too much. 17 SCVs just went down. That 5th base that you were talking about went down as well. And now MasTeR is pushing on in.
Yeah, he's pushing on in. He's just gonna try to kill everything. The CC falls, and Tavo is now back to 3 bases. He lost 25 SCVs, and he's supply behind.
Oh god, exactly. Look how weakened this army of MasTeR is, by the way. But at the end of the day, it is all still alive. The boys are being pulled. Look how many mules there are as well. The storms, the disruptors, everything. There's just too much Protoss.
GG says Tavo, and MasTeR takes the first point in the series.
GG. And yeah, like it was a pretty interesting game. I do think there were certain points where Tavo had a bit of an advantage, but MasTeR just had a really great job at just having map vision and map awareness. Like whenever Tavo tried to go for any kind of drop, MasTeR would see him and he would be able to stop him.
So yeah, that was game number 1. Another heartbreaking loss for Terrans worldwide. But it is what it is. But it is not done yet. This is a best of 3. Tavo still has a shot. MasTeR needs to win one more map to advance to the next round.
Oh yes, he does. He does. And again, like I do think that if Tavo wants to go for this like more heavy drop style, he would have to reapproach his way of either denying map vision, or if he does get spotted, respect that and just get the hell out of there, right? Like if he does take control of his own Naga, recognize that MasTeR is aware of that and he's coming, he will be there. Yeah, we'll see what kind of map we end up in game 2.
Yeah, we're about to find out any minute now. We're just waiting for the lobby to be created. I don't know if Tavo is thinking like he needs 5 minutes to calm himself down after such an intense game number 1. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, as it looks like the lobby has finally been made, so we're gonna try and slip our way into that. And oh, a very interesting map. One of the more quirky maps. It is gonna be Moondance.
This is a map that we do not see very often. So it is nice to see it every now and again, and players are getting ready.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because it favors both races.
So you mean Protoss win then?
True. Like because of the pocket, like both players can try and be a little bit greedy. They can take their 3rd bases faster. That also means that they can take their 4th faster as well. But at the same time, despite that, Moondance actually has the shortest rush distance out of all the maps. So ground-based pushes hit faster, they hit harder.
We'll see. Oh, especially because of the opening that MasTeR did in game number 1, so aggressive, 4-gate, 2 bases, Blink Stalkers. Like, I will not mind seeing the same team, but with Charge Zealots.
Oh my god. Yeah, we could see that definitely. As we are now loading on in, you can hear the beeps. The players are now ready. We're getting into game number 2. Personally, I hope that we get to go all the way to the ace match. Like, I don't want to say goodbye to any player. Not yet.
And the map is loading, people. Make your predictions. I mean, there are no bets, but just make your predictions in chat. Like, who you think is gonna win?
Yeah. Where is this gonna go? I did see that there's quite a lot of Brazilian or Portuguese fans in the chat. But we gotta spread that love. Terrans, they need something.
God Guido. Speaking of needing something, here we have the player who does not need anything because he's already up 1-0. The Brazilian superstar. This is MasTeR.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, we have the Peruvian Terran player himself representing Team Super. It is Tavo.
So, Light, Moondance, one of the maps that usually get beat up pretty fast for any player, really. Like, it is rare we say to see games here during our weekly cast togethers. What do you want to see? What do you think it would be entertaining to watch?
Entertaining. I don't think it'll be good for Terran, but I would love to see MasTeR. He's already being a little bit greedy. He's already going for his wall on the low ground here outside his natural to expand a little bit faster. There have been some Protoss players who've been messing around in this matchup, turtling up, getting 3 bases really quickly, getting a Stargate, and throwing down a fleet beacon. Like Paco Mike style,
Paco Mike special, no.
It's disgusting, Papi. It's disgusting.
Light, I know I say entertain them, but remember, we're a family-friendly channel.
Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we were actually able to cast that earlier today.
Wait, what?
Patty Mac did that in our World Team League match.
Disgusting, man. Disgusting.
Oh god, it was. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out, because again, MasTeR, he goes for his own gate expand. Because of his building placement, he's not really concerned with denying any kind of Reaper cliffs or forming any kind of Sim City. It's all just to make sure he has a wall.
Yeah, and there we go. Reaper is not moving across the map. I find that very curious. Like, I suppose the SCV was more than enough to see, like, okay, what are you doing? I don't need to send the Reaper at the moment. I can just leave it at home, try to defend from the inevitable what's the name of the unit? I forgot. Adept, thank you. The inevitable Adept that is coming my way, and there we go, the Adept is coming in. The bunker is almost done.
It looks like the bunker will finish up just in time. The Adept isn't able to get a single kill there, but I agree, it's kind of odd to see the Reaper stay at home. It's very safe and almost, I would say, a little bit scared of Tavo to do so. He's moving it out eventually here, but yeah, it's almost as if he was paranoid that maybe if he didn't, that the Adept would get a little bit out of control.
Yeah, I mean, it was only because the SCV managed to get in and scout everything, and so there was no need, like, unless Tavo was really paranoid and really wanted to see what was going on, there was no need to send the Reaper. Just save it for a little bit later, right now, where MasTeR is probably not having a unit ready for a Reaper this late, and you're gonna be able to scout everything. And look, he even takes a probe out.
Yeah, he gets a probe for his troubles. He's able to confirm the Twilight Council opener as well. He sees it researching, and now he can rotate over towards the natural base as well. We're seeing a pretty similar opener so far from MasTeR. There we go. He has 2 gates, and he throws down 2 more.
Yeah, same build as the previous game, 4 gates, blink on 2 bases, and as you say, this is a much shorter map to play on, and plus the entrance where your stalkers can blink to your opponent's base is pretty big.
Oh yeah, it's quite large indeed. So I do worry a little bit here for Tavo, as he's going to be under a lot of pressure quite soon. Meanwhile, across the map, he is able to get a kill on that Adept and keep MasTeR a little bit in the dark. I'm curious, looking at the vision of MasTeR, he actually hasn't seen the opener. He doesn't know that Tavo is going for a 1-1-1. This time, instead of going for a Raven first, he is going for the Banshee.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Banshee. Like, if you suddenly don't realize, or if you're not ready to defend against it, you're gonna lose a lot of probes, like, for free. Luckily for MasTeR, he does have a robo, so he will be able to put it on an observer immediately, but it's not gonna be a guarantee, especially if you're going to do exactly what MasTeR is doing, move out with all your units.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because of the 4-gate blink stalker opener, MasTeR isn't going to have anything at home. So I love the idea of Tavo to wait a little bit with his Banshees, wait for the stalkers to reveal themselves across the map, and then dive in and try and deal some damage. Meanwhile, the stalkers do get into the natural base. Once again, there's a tank on the high ground, but it doesn't have enough range to really cover all the natural.
Yeah, it's not in range. The bunker almost fall. Mate, that was so close. It was literally one extra speed, and if that bunker would have fallen, this attack would have gone a very different way.
Oh god, exactly. Thankfully, the bunker will survive. We just see one of the tanks moving over towards the low ground. We have another 2 tanks on the high ground, even a Widow Mine. Oh my god. So Tavo is ready for any kind of pressure into his main, and at the same time, that Banshee is waiting to get into the natural. Ooh, but it gets spotted.
Yeah, it got spotted. There are 2 stalkers ready. And nice Widowmine shot all over the stalkers. The stalkers will not be able to do anything. They just kill. What did they kill? They killed something, right?
1 Widowmine.
1 Widowmine. Or like 3 stalkers. Definitely not worth it.
Yeah, not quite worth it at all. Meanwhile, the Banshee, it bypasses the army at the natural, goes straight into the main base, and he gets 4 probe kills. So Tavo defends, and he is even able to deal some economic damage across the map.
By the way, what is second Banshee? Like, I'm pretty sure that Tavo did 2 Banshees. Oh, blink forward into the tank. Like, this is gonna be a costly engagement, but he's gonna get rid of 2 of those tanks, so less defense for our Terran player in future blinks, but ooh, that was really costly. Like that was a lot of Stalker skill for only 2 tanks.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if that was really worth it then for MasTeR, because when you play this Blink Stalker style, you want to build up your Stalker count over time, make sure they survive, and just snowball out of control. So yeah, some questionable moves there for MasTeR. Meanwhile, you were asking about the second Banshee. Second Banshee is now moving out across the map, has plenty of energy getting into the main base. We actually don't have a shield battery here.
Oh no, that is a big mistake from MasTeR. Now props are going to start to fall. How many light? How many?
6. Up.
Oh, the Observer unfortunately arrived, and yeah, 4. It could have been 5, but I saw a couple of misclicks from Tavo. Yeah, but meanwhile, the other Banshee is still doing things here in the third base. The shield battery is helping a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely helping out as the final Banshee finally goes down, but honestly, the Banshees did put in a lot of work. They forced the army to come back home. They gave Tavo a lot of breathing room. And again, one of the other advantages of this map, Tavo was able to safely expand and take that third.
Yes, now finally a tier base on time from Tavo. He is now ahead in supply, ahead in upgrades. Like, look, it's looking good for a Terran player this game.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's even, I would say, ahead in economy. You know, the worker count is relatively even, and we do have mules coming in from Tavo. He's going for another double drop across the map. This time it doesn't quite get scattered, but I spoke too soon, as Zealots do find it.
Yeah, unlucky. And this, but he did saw the Zealots. He saw charge is done, and he can prepare accordingly. There we go. Tanks, Widow Mines are here. Oh, blink forward for that tank. A little bit like what's the word I'm looking for? Too early, in my opinion, like to blink like that. But then again, oh, nice, the flank from the other Marines trying to snipe as many units as possible, and the medevac survived.
Yeah, the medevac barely survives, is able to get back home. Meanwhile, at the same time, there was a bit of a Zealot runway hit into the natural base. 6 SCVs are going to go down, and the Prism is still alive, sharking around, headed towards either the pocket or the main base.
Yes, and Tavo is not paying attention. There we go, the 600 Marines, but they're kind of far. I wonder, yeah, he's gonna do a big warp in of Zealots here.
Yeah, massive warp. And meanwhile, he tries to talk down the Prism. He will get the Prism in the end, but at the same time, in comes a main Stalker army towards the front lines. And so many Widow Mines here that are going to go up.
Ooh, the Widow Mines deal a lot of damage. The rest of the army for Tavo returns. And yeah, ooh, that is GG, stays MasTeR.
GG, we were talking about it. MasTeR, he was even in the worker count. His army was just annihilated as well, and we saw that as soon as that fight was deflected, as soon as that army was deflected, mate, that was gonna go for a counterattack. And MasTeR, he saw the writing on the wall, mate. Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, on light game number 1, MasTeR couldn't do as much damage as he did in the first game. You know, in the first game, he delayed the upgrade, he delayed the tier bases, he managed to keep his opponent army at bay. Not this game. This game, like, he lost Stalkers and that's it. Like, the tier base is free because it's pocket. He didn't delay any upgrades. Like, he lost a lot of workers to those Banshees. Definitely not in his favor. And yeah, he was really behind at the end, like 40 supply difference or something like that. And he's like, no, let's go to map number 3.
Yeah, it was a much more comfortable game from Tavo there. Like, he was much more in control. He was dictating the pace of the game. He was dealing economic damage with his own Banshees. So a very nice back and forth here. We are going into our ace match. And yeah, Tavo was able to really utilize or take advantage of the map itself. That's why I'm curious as to what the final map is going to be.
One dance once more.
Oh, God. I mean, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to Stargazers. Stargazers wouldn't be a bad map for Tavo, I feel. Just saying.
We'll see. We're just waiting for the players to make the lobby. And yeah, Light, your dream came true. We are going into the ace match. Are you happy?
Oh, I'm very happy. You know, I'm glad that we get to get the most out of these two players. I wouldn't want to see a 2-0 in either direction. Oh, and it looks like we are not getting Stargazers. We have a much more standard map upon us. We are going to be getting into Inside and Out. boy. Here we go. So we are going to be in our ace match again, inside and out, not much more standard map. There are certain quirks to it. The biggest one probably being the fact that the wall to the natural is, or the ramp to the natural is quite large and a little bit awkward, and it can lead towards some interesting pushes, especially ground-based pushes, but no pocket bases, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. How I would like all my pocket bases.
Oh my god. Did you see the new Team Liquid map contest is out? Came out a couple of days ago.
I saw the announcement. When was it? Today? Yesterday? And yeah, like unfortunately we're not gonna see the maps for like 2 seasons, but they're coming, people. They're coming. So if you want more pocket bases, please submit your maps.
Oh yeah. And speaking of pocket bases, we don't have one here, but we do have a player. We have our Brazilian Protoss player. He is red, representing, I believe, still Team Hellfire. I could be mistaken. It is MasTeR.
And on the other side of the map, we have the Purple Terran player, all the way from Peru, representing Team Super. This is Tavo.
Boy. And Tavo, he was able to mix up his openers a little bit. Not in the largest of ways, but we saw that in game 1, he went for a more standard, standard safe Raven opener. Game 2, he took a little bit more of a risk, was more aggressive, and went for Banshees.
Yeah, I like the risk. I like the Banshees. Like, it is still aggressive enough, but still good enough that you can defend in case your opponent all-ins you. Personally, my favorite opening versus Protoss players is Widow Mind drops. Because sometimes you just get lucky and win, you know?
Oh, I have a clip for you later. But you say you enjoy Widowmine drop openers. Do you enjoy the more standard conservative 2 Widowmine drop opener, or do you want them to commit with the armory and just go crazy?
Oh no, the armory, mate. Of course, the armory. We even have to ask.
Yeah. Oh my god. Adam, disgusting. I can tell you're a White Ninja fan.
Look, who is not a White Ninja fan?
True.
Yeah, speaking of White Ninja, he's playing in this tournament as well. I believe he's gonna play Paco Mike round 2, so
yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, he's taken games off of Paco Mike before, it's happened, so best of luck to White Ninja. Hopefully we can cast some of his games later on, fingers crossed. I actually believe Horus is in that portion of the bracket, so when it comes, if you want to tune into the VODs, Horus will be covering that.
Yeah, remember, White Ninja, I believe, is on WAS or on Horus team, so they're like besties.
Oh yeah, they play WoW together. Shaking my head.
Look, there's nothing wrong with WoW. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. That's awful. I'm not even gonna bring that up. I'm not even gonna bring any attention to that. Shaking my head.
Speaking of shaking my head, the poor Reaper, mate. Oh. Yeah, just got sniped. I don't know how much he managed to scout. Let me see. Quickly see. Okay, he did see the toilet console being built, so he now sees a toilet. He knows it's a toilet console opening. The question is, he's probably gonna think it's gonna be Blink again, right? And yeah, it is Blink again. Like, your opponent did it twice, you see another Stalker again this early, yeah, it's probably gonna be...
Probably. Meanwhile, MasTeR's just being incredibly annoying here with this Adept. He hasn't been able to kill much of anything, but he's just delaying so much mining time here at the Natural. Oh my god, the Stalker just runs past the bunker as well, once again getting behind that mineral line, making sure nothing can mine.
Yeah, we don't mind now in position. He's gonna try to snipe whatever is coming close, but Tavo, oh my god, another Stalker is coming across the map. What the hell is happening here?
Hey, this is getting out of hand because all the Marines are gonna go down. The SCVs are gonna go down as well. Only 2 Stalkers and an Adept. It's a lot.
Yeah, finally get out. But man, MasTeR got what, 5 Marines and an SCV, I think, for only 1 Adept.
Yeah.
Like, mate, can I get those traits too in my games, please?
A lot of value there, a lot of value. You could argue that a part of that was because of the dead Reaper. If the Reaper wasn't dead, then some of those units would have had to have been at home. Otherwise, you know, we would see probe kills like we did see last game. But because the Reaper died quite early on, you know, MasTeR had no reason to keep anything back at home, able to deal that damage, and behind that, even safe enough to expand.
Yeah. Tier base coming out for MasTeR. Blink's about to finish for him as well. The Observer is out on the map. Interesting is that he began with an Observer and not a War Prism unlike the previous games.
Yeah, I mean, quickly checking the buildings here, we have only 2 gateways. We have a couple more on the way, but we're going straight into a robotics base, so a very different opener, much less aggressive here. Instead, we're opting to tech up.
Yeah, definitely. Much less aggressive, just, you know, options for mobility for your stalkers. Maybe try to snipe a medivac here and there that is trying to drop you or things like that. And yeah, First Observer gonna enter the base of Tavo, sees everything that is happening. Sees Tavo again with the very defensive posture like the previous 2 games. But MasTeR is like, nah, I don't need to attack you. I just need to macro up, especially after that initial trade.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate it because MasTeR has been playing the same for the first 2 games. He went for the exact same build game 1 and game 2. Game 3, he mixes things up, and Tavo is expecting Blink Stalkers that are never going to show up.
Yeah, meanwhile, Fierce Banshee across the map, bottom pot, because it was not an aggressive opening unlike the previous game. There's a lot of stalkers waiting for her, so Tavo is not even gonna risk it. The Banshee is gonna return home. Just keep doing what Tavo is doing best. By the way, has Tavo built? Tavo is still on 2 bases.
Yeah, he's still only on 2.
He's really paranoid.
He's still only on 2 bases. The tank count is looking quite healthy here with 3 of these tanks. He can still be a little bit aggressive as he now has 2 Banshees. They have met up. They can one-shot workers, and it looks like he may be headed towards the main base. But yeah, I'm also waiting to see, you know, either more production being thrown down or a 3rd CC.
Yeah, there we go. 3rd CC just now begun for Tavo. A little late, in my opinion, but it is what it is. And the Banshees, here come the Banshees. There is nothing here to defend. There is not even a shield battery, so procs are gonna go down. Oh, even the sentries are gonna be picked up.
Ooh, very nicely done. 2 sentries will go down. We have plenty of observers though, and 2 sentries for 2 Banshees. I don't know about that trade, mate.
Yeah, 2 workers, 2 sentries. Like, it was okay, but definitely not what you want for 2 Banshees, especially with Cloak. But yeah, it was unfortunately a bad positioning for him. He got sandwiched between the 2 Stalkers armies and got immediately sniped out.
Yeah, at least he was able to...
There we go. Now there we go. 2 Colossus. The Fierce War Prism is on the way, and once again, MasTeR is gonna go for taking for everything, because now also as well the what is it called, Templar Archives on the way as well.
Yeah, we do have quite a lot of tech on the horizon. I was gonna say that at least the Banshees did confirm the army composition, that MasTeR is switching things up. He's not going into Fast Storm like he did last time. He did go for the Colossus first, and now Tavo has to respond to that. So far, he actually hasn't quite adapted his army. He was able to scan, thankfully, and deal with that observer. But yeah, he hasn't started Viking production. He's still feeling quite confident with his tank Widowmine Buyer.
Yeah, Widowmines can do a lot if you get a few lucky hits of those Zealots, and suddenly you have a wave of infantry versus a couple of Colossi, even though they do a lot of damage. Like, they easily fall. They made of paper, if you didn't know. Meanwhile, War Prism coming into the main base of our Terra player.
It does take 1 massive Widowmine shot to the face, but you know what? It's still alive and it still gets a massive warping of these charges. Tavo is going to respond in kind, but if he sends too much of his army into the main base, MasTeR is getting ready to hit the 3rd.
Yes, and there we go. He's gonna get ready to hit the 3rd, and it does. There's not a lot of army here. Only 1 tank. The Widowmines did his job. The Zealots were cleaned up, so MasTeR cannot engage like very comfortable with. Oh, nice 4 fields, dividing the army in 2, and the Colossus handled the rest. No.
We do have a bit of a misrally. It looks like 1 Colossus is going to go down. Meanwhile, the Zealots in the main base are finally going to get cleaned up, but not before killing 5 SCVs. Honestly, not too bad. That could have been a lot worse here for Tavo. Oh god, but at the same time, this Protoss army is still quite threatening, and we can see MasTeR is kind of running away with his own economy.
Yeah, double 4 base on the way. The army, double Colossus, 1 Archon. Like, This could be huge. +1 attack is about to finish for our Protoss player. So he's not as far behind in upgrades as he was in previous games. But yeah, this is a big army for MasTeR. Only the Widow Mines is basically what is going to stop MasTeR from moving forward or not.
Yeah, exactly. There aren't that many mines here either. 2 mines in total. The rest of the army is a little bit out of position. We do see the tank is trying to reposition here and siege up, but it may be a little bit too late.
Yeah, a little bit too late. The second tank was only getting siege up in the middle of the fight, and yeah, everything is dying here for Tavo. May the 80 supply versus 155. The tilt base is gonna be really tough. He may even lose it.
Yeah, exactly. At half HP. We do see a couple more Widow Mine shots are going to connect with the main army. We do see an EMP as well. Not a bad EMP, but there's just not that much army to follow up.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled, and you never wanna do that as a Terran player, and yeah, everything is dying here for Tavo, and I think this is it, mate. GG, says Tavo, and MasTeR is gonna take this series.
GG, well played indeed. Again, it's such a shame that they had to face off so early on. It's great that they at least went to the ace match, but MasTeR does eliminate Tavo from the very first Latin American qualifier.
And with that, mate, my heart just break a little more. seeing another Terran brother just fall.
Oh god, GG, puppy, GG. When it came to that game, I think you were pointing it out as it was happening. Tavo didn't necessarily have the full picture. He was a little bit blind when it came to what MasTeR was doing, and he just assumed that MasTeR was going to be aggressive again. Because of that, Tavo was stuck on 2 bases longer than he needed to be, right? Like, he could have expanded a little bit faster. He could have been a little bit, quote-unquote, greedy or more economic-centric once, or if he had realized that MasTeR was taking up working on Colossi, working on his forges, working on his upgrades, and just chilling at home.
Yeah, so GG, congratulations, MasTeR. He advances to the next round where he's gonna face like a sentimental Latino regular, Neo Shaggy.
Oh, yeah, MasTeR is going to continue his run here, as we have quite a lot of updates, actually. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Some players are already being eliminated.